The story begins in the year 1962, where we see a huge ship sailing in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. The name of this ship is Antonia Graza, and around 600 passengers are on board. They are traveling toward New York. A big party is going on inside the ship. A beautiful singer is singing a song, while all the passengers are enjoying her music and dancing happily. Everyone on the ship is having a great time, but they have no idea that something horrifying is about to happen within the next few minutes. Suddenly, we see a man inside the engine room pulling a lever upward. As soon as he pulls the lever, a sharp metal wire becomes extremely tight and moves straight through the crowd. In just a few seconds, the wire cuts through the bodies of almost everyone standing there. Their bodies begin falling apart into two pieces. It becomes a terrifying scene with blood everywhere. However, a young girl named Katie survives because she is very short. The wire passes right above her head and does not touch her. After this, the story moves 40 years into the future. We now see a group of people using a tugboat to pull a large abandoned ship through the ocean. Suddenly, the old ship starts sinking. When the group leader notices this, he sends a woman named Murphy onto the old ship. He tells her to disconnect the cable that is pulling the ship. If the old ship sinks while still connected to their tugboat, it could pull their boat underwater as well. Murphy reaches the old ship and discovers that a large crack has formed in its lower section. Water is quickly entering through the crack, and she realizes that the ship will completely sink within the next 5 minutes. Murphy immediately informs her team leader about the situation. After hearing this, the leader orders her to release the towing cable and leave the ship immediately. He tells her to return to their tugboat because they are going to abandon the old ship. Two other members of the team also reach Murphy and tell her to leave the ship before it is too late. However, they had spent 3 months searching for this ship, so Murphy is not ready to give it up so easily. She decides to save the ship and jumps into the water below. When the other two members see her doing this, they also grab their tools and jump into the water to help her. The three of them work together and somehow manage to weld the crack before the ship can sink. In the end, they successfully save the ship. Later, they sell that ship in the market and earn a large amount of money from it. The team leader divides the money equally among everyone in the group. At the same place, a man named Jack has been watching them for a long time and listening to their conversation. He realizes that these people make money by finding ships that disappear in the ocean, recovering them, and then selling them. Jack approaches the group and tells their leader about another ship that supposedly has treasure hidden inside it. Jack is talking about the same ship where an unknown man pulled a lever 40 years ago and killed almost everyone on board. The team leader has also heard about Antonia Graza, the famous ship that disappeared 40 years earlier. He tells Jack that many people have tried to find this ship, but no one has ever been able to locate it. Jack tells him that he knows exactly which part of the ocean the ship is in. He says that if they recover the ship and sell it, they could become rich overnight. As soon as the group hears about the money, everyone agrees to take the mission. The very next day, they leave in their tugboat to search for Antonia Graza. After traveling for several days, they finally reach a completely empty and isolated part of the ocean. While they are moving through the area, one of the team members suddenly receives a signal showing that a large ship may be somewhere nearby. They realize that the ship which disappeared 40 years ago must be somewhere close to this area. After moving a little farther, a huge ship suddenly appears in front of them. It is the same ship we saw at the beginning of the story, the ship that had been missing in the ocean for the last 40 years. Everyone becomes extremely happy after seeing it. They believe that if they recover this ship and sell it, they will make a huge amount of money. The team leader tells two members to stay on the tugboat, while he takes some of the others with him to inspect the old ship. As soon as they enter the ship, they begin hearing a very strange sound. The sound makes them nervous, but the team leader tells everyone to keep moving forward. They follow the sound and eventually reach a large clock. To their surprise, the hand of the clock is still moving. After a few moments, the clock suddenly stops. This makes everyone feel that something is not right. They continue moving deeper into the ship to investigate it. From the inside, the entire ship is badly damaged. Almost everything is broken, and most of the metal has become rusty. While they are moving forward, one of their teammates almost falls through the floor when the weak surface suddenly breaks. Murphy quickly grabs the person before they can fall completely. While pulling her teammate back up, Murphy looks down and sees a young girl below. She is the same girl who survived the horrible incident on this ship back in 1962 because the sharp wire passed over her head. The shocking thing is that even after 40 years, the girl still looks exactly the same age. This clearly means that Murphy is not seeing the real girl, but her spirit. When Murphy looks at her again, the girl suddenly disappears. The others somehow manage to pull their teammate back up safely. Murphy cannot understand whether what she just saw was real or only her imagination, but the experience leaves her badly scared. Since the ship is extremely large, the group decides to explore more of it. After walking through different sections, they finally reach the ship's main cabin. While searching the area, they find a digital watch. Everyone becomes confused after seeing it because digital watches like this did not exist 40 years ago when the ship disappeared. From this, they understand that other people must have visited this ship before them. After finishing their first inspection, everyone returns to the tugboat. The team leader decides that the next day they will connect the old ship to their tugboat and take it with them. The next morning, however, they discover a huge hole in the ship. Water is slowly entering through it and causing the ship to sink. The team leader explains that they cannot tow the ship in this condition because a huge amount of water has already collected inside. Because of all that water, the ship has become many times heavier. Trying to pull it with the tugboat right now would be a foolish and dangerous idea, so they decide to first weld the hole shut. After that, they will remove all the water from inside the ship and then connect it to the tugboat. Everyone agrees with the captain's plan and starts working. Some members begin repairing the damaged section of the ship, while the others start searching for the hidden treasure. Murphy moves deeper into the ship while looking for the treasure and eventually reaches a swimming pool. She becomes shocked when she sees that the pool area is covered with many bullet marks. After checking the area, Murphy starts climbing back up from the swimming pool. Suddenly, the same young girl appears in front of her again. Murphy becomes terrified and loses her balance. She falls back into the pool and hits her head hard against the floor. Blood starts coming from her injury, but strangely, the swimming pool seems to absorb her blood. Murphy looks up again, but the girl is no longer there. Instead, Jack is now standing in front of her. Jack helps Murphy get out of the swimming pool. As soon as she comes out, Murphy tells Jack that she just saw a young girl there, but she suddenly disappeared. Jack tells Murphy that it was probably just her imagination because there is no one else around. After this, both of them move forward. As soon as they leave the area, the swimming pool strangely fills completely with blood. On the other side, the team leader finds the room of the old ship's captain. When he enters, he sees that the room is in very bad condition. He searches the whole place, but at first he does not find anything important. Then his eyes fall on a table in front of him. There is a bottle of alcohol on the table, along with a glass that already has a drink prepared in it. Looking at it, it seems as if someone was sitting there and drinking just a few moments ago. The team leader picks up the glass and is about to drink from it. At that moment, he looks at the mirror in front of him and suddenly sees the captain of this old ship standing inside the reflection. The team leader becomes terrified. The glass falls from his hand and breaks on the floor. He immediately runs out of the room in fear. Strange incidents are now happening with almost everyone on the ship. One of the team members named Mark suddenly hears the voice of a female singer. He starts following the sound and reaches a large open area of the ship. There, he sees the same female singer who was performing at the party at the beginning of the story. Meanwhile, Murphy and Jack continue moving through the ship. When they open a gate leading out of the laundry room, a huge amount of trapped water suddenly rushes toward them. Several dead bodies are floating inside that water. Murphy and Jack become frightened and quickly move away from the area. As they continue walking, the door of another cabin suddenly opens in front of them. They go inside, and Jack finds a very expensive luxury car. He becomes extremely happy after seeing it, but Murphy feels that something is wrong with this place. She does not want to stay there for long and wants to leave as soon as possible. Just then, they notice something moving inside another room. They slowly move closer and remove the objects covering it. As soon as they see what is underneath, they are completely shocked. A large box filled with gold is lying there. Murphy immediately calls the rest of the team. When everyone arrives and removes the remaining objects, they discover 9 similar boxes. Each box contains 28 gold bars. Everyone becomes extremely excited because they have suddenly found enough gold to become rich overnight. After finding such a huge treasure, they decide that there is no reason to take the entire old ship with them anymore. They will simply leave the ship behind and take only the gold. They move all of the gold onto their tugboat and begin preparing to leave the area. The captain of the tugboat starts cleaning the engine so that he can start it. At the same time, we see that the valve of a gas cylinder on the tugboat somehow opens by itself. Gas slowly begins spreading through the air. Meanwhile, Murphy sees Katie once again. Katie is running quickly toward Murphy as if she desperately wants to warn her about something. But before she can reach Murphy, someone suddenly grabs Katie and pulls her down. At the same moment, the tugboat captain starts the engine. Because the gas has already spread through the boat, a massive explosion takes place. The entire tugboat is destroyed, and its captain is killed in the blast. Now the group is trapped in the middle of the ocean on this abandoned ship. Everyone becomes extremely worried because their only way to escape, the tugboat, has been completely destroyed. Mark becomes especially upset when he looks at a photograph of his girlfriend. His wedding is supposed to take place in only 2 weeks, but now he believes that he may never escape from this ship alive. Feeling hopeless, Mark starts drinking the old alcohol that has been lying on the ship for many years. On the other side, side, Murphy is also confused about why she keeps seeing the same young girl again and again. She finally decides to find out who the girl really is. Murphy checks the ship's old passenger records and searches through the names. From those records, she discovers that the girl she keeps seeing is named Katie. While researching Katie, Murphy eventually reaches the room where Katie used to stay. She opens a wardrobe and suddenly finds Katie's skeleton inside. Seeing it scares Murphy badly. After a moment, she somehow controls herself and notices a locket hanging around the skeleton's neck. Murphy removes the locket and opens it. Inside, she sees a photo of Katie's parents. At that exact moment, Katie is standing right behind her. Murphy gets a huge shock when she sees her. Katie asks Murphy not to close the locket because she is seeing her mother and father after many years. Murphy still cannot believe that she is talking to a dead girl. She tries to give the locket to Katie, but it passes straight through Katie's hand. Now Murphy finally understands that Katie is not a living person, she is a spirit. Katie tells Murphy that many other souls are also trapped on this ship. She says these souls cannot become free until the man who traps people's souls here is killed. Murphy asks Katie who that man is and who has trapped her and all the others on the ship. Katie is just about to tell her when strange insects suddenly begin appearing on the ceiling. Katie becomes very frightened after seeing them. She warns Murphy that she and the others must leave this ship as soon as possible or they will all die. Right after saying this, Katie disappears. On the other side, Mark has finished drinking the entire bottle of alcohol and starts feeling dizzy. The tables and chairs around him suddenly begin moving. Within moments, the whole area changes and looks completely repaired and new again. Then all the people who died on this ship 40 years ago suddenly appear alive in front of Mark. Mark is standing in the middle while everyone around him starts clapping for him. At first, Mark feels that something is strange, but then he thinks it is only happening because he drank too much alcohol. The next moment, the female singer comes close to him and starts getting intimate with him. She completely attracts Mark and makes him follow her. Mark is no longer thinking clearly and simply walks behind her. He does not realize that the singer is leading him into a trap. She reaches the edge of the floor and keeps calling Mark toward her. Mark becomes so focused on reaching her that he steps too far and falls from the edge. He dies after falling down. Meanwhile, the team leader is sitting inside the old captain's room. Suddenly, he notices that the bottle of alcohol begins moving on its own. A few moments later, the spirit of the ship's captain appears in front of him. The team leader becomes extremely nervous after seeing him. The captain pours some alcohol into a glass and offers it to him. He also gives him a photograph showing another ship called Lorelei. The captain explains that many years ago, a man came to them and told them about the Lorelei. That man said a huge treasure was hidden inside the ship. When they later recovered the Lorelei, they really did find all of that treasure. The captain then shows the team leader another photograph. He tells him that this is the man who gave them the information about the Lorelei. The team leader is shocked when he looks at the picture because the man in it is none other than Jack. The photograph was taken 40 years ago, but Jack looks exactly the same as he does today. His age has not changed at all. The team leader now understands that Jack is not a normal human being. He realizes that Jack is some kind of ghost or supernatural being. As soon as he understands the truth, he wants to get his entire team off the ship as quickly as possible. He immediately starts searching for his teammates, but before he can find them, the teammate who died in the tugboat explosion suddenly appears in front of him. In reality, this is the dead man's spirit. The spirit begins moving toward the team leader as if it wants to kill him. The leader runs away to save himself. While he is escaping, Murphy suddenly appears in front of him. At that moment, the dead man's spirit disappears. However, the team leader no longer sees Murphy's real face. Instead, Murphy's face looks exactly like the teammate who died in the explosion and whose ghost was chasing him just moments ago. Because of this, the team leader thinks Murphy is the ghost and suddenly attacks her. Murphy tries to protect herself and manages to injure his leg, but the injury is not enough to stop him. The leader gets back up and prepares to attack Murphy again. Before he can hurt her, Jack suddenly comes from behind and hits the leader hard on the head with an iron rod. The leader falls unconscious. Jack is the same man who brought all of them to this ship. Out of the whole team, only the leader has discovered that Jack is not a normal human. He now knows that Jack is actually a demon. Jack also realizes that the leader has learned the truth about him, so Jack decides to remove him from the way. He turns the rest of the group against their leader and tells them that if the leader wakes up again, he might attack one of them. Everyone believes Jack and thinks his warning makes sense. Because of this, they throw their unconscious leader into a tank and lock him inside. Since they still have no other way to escape from the ship, the group returns to their original plan and starts repairing it. Soon, they weld shut the damaged opening through which water has been entering the ship. After that, they use pumps to remove the water that has collected inside. While everyone is working, Murphy notices that Mark is missing. She looks around but cannot find him anywhere, so Murphy decides to go and search for him. During her search, Katie's spirit suddenly appears in front of her again. Katie shows Murphy that the person she is looking for is already dead. It is Mark, who died while following the female singer. Katie then places her hand on Murphy's shoulder and takes her back to the night in 1962 when the terrible terrible incident happened, and everyone on the ship was killed. Murphy now sees what really happened that night. The passengers on the ship were murdered in extremely brutal ways. A group of people was behind the entire massacre, and their real goal was to steal all the gold on the ship. Some passengers were killed after poison was mixed into their food. Others were cut into 2 pieces by the sharp wire. Many more were shot to death. Even Katie was not spared. The killers took her to her room and hanged her there. Behind the entire plan was the same female singer who had been performing on the ship. She had planned the whole robbery to steal the gold and used her people to kill everyone on board. After the massacre, all the gold was finally under their control. One of the ship's officers was also working with the singer. On her signal, he killed his own partners. But as soon as he turned around, the singer shot and killed him as well. The singer now believed that all the gold belonged to her because everyone else on the ship was dead. But at that moment, the real mastermind of the entire game appeared. He killed the singer by hanging her with an iron chain. Murphy is watching all of this with Katie's help. Then she finally sees the face of the mastermind and becomes completely shocked. The man is none other than Jack. He is the one who brought Murphy and the others here by tempting them with the gold. The old ship already had a large hole in it and was slowly sinking into the ocean. Jack needed skilled people who could repair the ship and stop it from sinking. That is why he cleverly brought this team here. Now the ship has been completely repaired, so Jack no longer needs any of them. Murphy understands that he is now planning to kill the entire team. As soon as she realizes this, she remembers that they believed Jack and locked their own leader inside the tank. Murphy immediately runs back to save him. But by the time she reaches the tank, it has already filled with water and the leader has died inside. Murphy desperately tries to break the glass of the tank to save him. However, the glass is extremely strong. No matter how hard she tries, she cannot break it, and she is unable to save her leader. After this, Murphy goes to another teammate named Dodge. She tells Dodge the entire truth about Jack and warns him that Jack is not human. Murphy tells him to shoot Jack the moment he sees him. She then says that she is going to search for another member of their team. A short time after Murphy leaves, Jack suddenly appears in front of Dodge. Dodge remembers Murphy's warning that he must shoot Jack as soon as he sees him. Dodge tells Jack to stay exactly where he is and not move from his place. After hearing this, Jack immediately understands that Murphy has already told Dodge the truth about him. Jack then tries to distract Dodge by talking to him and slowly attempts to take the gun away from him. But Dodge understands what Jack is trying to do. He quickly fires his gun at Jack and the shot throws Jack to the ground. Dodge walks closer and checks him. It looks like Jack is dead, so Dodge leaves the area. But after Dodge is gone, we see that Jack is still alive. On the other side, Murphy finally finds the teammate she was searching for, but she discovers that he has already died in the water. Now, except for Dodge, all of Murphy's teammates are dead. After seeing this, Murphy decides that the only way to end everything is to destroy the entire ship. She starts placing bombs in different parts of the ship. While she is doing this, Dodge comes to her and tells her that he has killed Jack. Murphy tells him that Jack cannot be killed so easily because he is not a human. He is a demon. She says they must blow up the entire ship so that Jack can never bring more people here and trap them like he trapped their team. She also explains that destroying the ship will free all the souls Jack has kept trapped inside it. Dodge becomes angry after hearing this. He tells Murphy that they should not destroy the ship because all the gold will also be destroyed. If they blow it up, they will have to return home with nothing. Murphy tells him that the gold is actually part of Jack's trap. No matter what they do, they will never be able to take that gold home safely. That is why she has decided to destroy the ship at any cost. At this point, Jack realizes that Murphy will not change her mind. He finally reveals his true form. This also makes it clear that Jack has already killed Dodge and was only pretending to be him. Jack tells Murphy that both of them are actually doing similar work. Murphy collects abandoned ships from the sea while Jack collects souls. He explains that he was once a human too, but he committed many sins. As punishment, he was given this job and now he works as a soul collector. He needs this ship to continue collecting souls, which is why he does not want Murphy to destroy it. Jack then gives Murphy one chance. He tells her that she can leave and he will not kill her, but only if she agrees not to blow up the ship. Murphy refuses his offer. Jack then attacks her with an iron rod and knocks her to the ground. As Jack moves closer to kill her, Murphy quickly fires an arrow at the remote connected to the bombs. She immediately jumps into the ocean. A huge explosion takes place across the ship. Because of the blast, the ship begins sinking into the water. Murphy becomes trapped underwater beneath the sinking ship. She cannot find a way out and she starts running out of air. Just then, Katie's spirit appears beside her. Katie takes Murphy by the hand and shows her the way toward the surface. At the same time, Murphy sees that all the souls Jack had trapped on the ship are finally becoming free. Murphy struggles through the water and finally reaches the surface. surface. From there, she watches all the souls leaving the ship and moving toward their real world. We now understand that all these souls had become Jack's slaves. Katie was the only soul he could never fully control because her soul was pure. That is why Katie was able to keep helping Murphy again and again. Murphy then holds onto a floating box and stays alive in the ocean. After some time, another ship finds her and rescues her. Later, Murphy is brought back to the port. While she is inside an ambulance, she looks outside and sees something shocking. Jack is still alive. He is transferring all the gold from the destroyed ship onto another ship. This means he is planning to use the same gold again as bait. He will attract more people with the promise of treasure, kill them, and trap their souls just like before. And with this final reveal, the story comes to an end. If you enjoyed this movie recap, don't forget to like the video and share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to our channel to see more such amazing movie recaps. Thanks for watching.